bring in Brendon Bernard. He's a senior economist at Indeed. Brendon, thanks for taking the time for CTV. Much appreciated. Your thoughts on these numbers?
Yeah, it was a rough month. And this isn't the first weak jobs report we've gotten in Canada so far this year, but it's the first time when we've seen two back-to-back on the downswing. And so these numbers are volatile, but that suggests that there's a bit of a trend going on. We saw the unemployment rate finally push past 7.0% to 7.1%. I don't think this is all just the trade war. There have been, like, the Canadian labor market has gotten weaker over the past few years. And there's some signs of that kind of like gradual weakness also in today's numbers. But the trade war is another factor, like, on top of that weakness that's kind of weighing things down as well.
I'm wondering what you think this means, bigger picture, for the possibility of a recession. We know that the second quarter, we saw a contraction. We've got numbers now coming in for July and August, showing some trend lines here. Now we've got these numbers. What's your take?
Yeah, well, whether it's that kind of like negative quarters in a row, I'm not sure about that. I think there were some signs of, like, in the July GDP numbers of stabilization, but whether that specific mark is hit isn't as important as just like what's happened to the economy, where we've taken a dent from this trade war. We saw the exports plunge in Q2, like slightly edge back up after, but that's just like a permanent hit to the economy that, unless like things like really clear up, and there's no signs of that in the near term, that while Canada in some ways actually has been spared the worst of how things could have gone with the tariffs, given how the CAMCA trade deal has protected a lot of trade. What's been put in place has been enough to dent the economy. That's hit the GDP numbers. And then we have this just like gradual malaise in the labor market that's persisted over the past few years, that's created a tough job market, particularly for job seekers. We're seeing job seekers across a range of circumstances, whether it's youth who are more likely to be in and out of employment, as well as people unlucky enough to have lost their jobs, finding it tougher to find new work. And that's something that showed up again in today's report. Just like the rate that people who are unemployed are getting back to work is just really low right now. It's been a trend that's been building for some time, and it's not getting better this year.
Brendon, thank you for taking the time for us today on CTV. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Brendon Bernard is a senior economist at Indeed with his take on those new job numbers. Not good, 7.1%.